Mr. Borghetti, thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you for this interview.
Hello, Dr. Mogini. Thank you very much for your time.
Hello, thank you for inviting me.
Mr. Borghetti, you are the Vice President of the Regional Council of Lombardy, which was the epicenter of Italy's COVID-19 outbreak. What are 3 lessons you can share with the world based on your experience in dealing with the crisis?
First lessons, I think we need to separate definitely, clearly, the COVID patient by the non-COVID patient. A problem was that the first patient was brought in the same hospital as we had a lot of other patients. And this means that many nurses and many doctors were infected.
Divided the patient, I believe it's something pretty good, but at the same time, healthcare workers should not feel like that in non-COVID hospital you are not going to find and to have COVID patients.
The second lesson is that you need to react as soon as possible in the home of people who have light symptoms, because we told people when you are sick you stay at home. If you are more sick, then you call the hospital, you call the emergency numbers. But we learned that you have to go as soon as possible in the home of these people.
Our front line shouldn't be the hospital, but should be the primary care. We should address patients directly at home whenever it's possible to avoid a huge burden on the hospital system, but also to avoid the spreading inside the hospital system.
The third lesson is that you need a unique chain of command. If there are many people who says what to do, people don't understand. You create confusion. You have national government, you have regional governments, you have majors. Anyone want to say what to do. And so people sometimes don't understand what is good, what is better to do.
We have regions, United States have local government and the federal state. So it is very hard to say where the regular chain of command should be interrupted and when we should shift to a more centralized chain of command. I believe that this is something that comes with democracy.
And it took Italy about 3 weeks after it reported its first case to shut down shops and to lock down cities. Was that, frankly, in hindsight, just far too slow?
Yes, it was a bit slow. We have to say that it was the first case in Europe, in the Western world.
We couldn't imagine that the spread was so big. And probably no one in Italy, as well no one in other European countries or United States, we thought that this virus could have hit us in such a small time. So yes, probably thinking about that measure today, the measure were too slow. But going back to those days, I still think we did what we could do with the data that we had at that moment.
Based on the lessons that you just shared, what countries, in your view, are taking these lessons on board and which ones aren't?
New Zealand was very good in this strategy. You have to be very, very fast in doing what you have to do. You cannot win if you are slow.
This is a tricky question. I'm just a doctor. Once Italy detected is the first cluster, I believe that all the other countries should have locked down, and this didn't happen because obviously we all made the same mistake, which is this is not going to happen to me, while in a global world this is hard to think. I still think that probably Germany is managing the situation and the virus in a very great way, but we must take into consideration the social tissue and the culture of the places.
Are you worried about a second wave there?
Yes, really I'm worried because we see in the world many second waves happened, and so I'm worried for this, even for Italy, yes.
Of course I am. I would be foolish not to be. We need to prepare for what is going to come up. Something will come up. I mean, I am pretty sure about that. It is not Italy, it's not China, it's not United States, it's not United Kingdom. We are all in this same situation. We have not to forget that we have a huge concern, which is Africa right now, maybe India right now.
No one can solve this problem himself. So nations all over the world have to work together.